We've seen in previous episodes that both the Cyberkill chain and MITRE ATT&CK are models that are primarily designed from the attacker's perspective. But how an organization should manage their entire cybersecurity program as a whole requires a completely different set of guidelines. That's why the NIST Cybersecurity Framework, or NIST CSF for short, was created. It's now the world's most widely used cybersecurity risk management guideline. In today's video, we'll break down the entire framework, its 6 core functions, the categories within each, implementation tiers, profiles, practical examples, and finally, official resources for deeper learning. This one video will be your complete guide to the NIST CSF. NIST stands for National Institute of Standards and Technology. It is a U.S. government agency whose job is to create standards in various fields of science and technology. In 2014, under a presidential executive order, NIST first published the Cybersecurity Framework originally to help U.S. critical infrastructure organizations such as power grids, banking, healthcare manage cyber risk. But over time, this framework has proven to be so effective and easy to understand that it is now used not only in the United States, but also by almost all types of organizations, large and small, around the world from startups to multinational corporations. In 2024, NIST released a major update called CSF 2.0, and it added a new 6th function, which we will talk about now. Most importantly, NIST CSF is completely free and publicly available. Anyone can use it without any license fees. Foundation of the entire NIST CSF is the framework core, which is composed of 3 layers. At the top are functions, 6 high-level goals. In the middle are categories, the specific topics of each function. And below are subcategories, the most detailed desired outcomes or goals. Now let's look at the 6 functions and their main categories one by one. First function is governance, which is new to NIST CSF 2.0 and forms the foundation for the remaining functions. It clarifies cybersecurity policies, responsibilities, and risk management and aligns them with business goals. Its main categories are organizational context, risk strategy, roles, policy, and oversight. Simply put, governance is the process by which management regularly reviews cyber risk and assigns responsibilities. Second function is identify. This ensures that the organization knows what assets they have, where the vulnerabilities are, and what kind of risks they face. Its main categories are asset management, risk assessment, improvement, and business environment. Simple example, a company creates an inventory of all its servers, applications, and cloud services and identifies sensitive data. This is identify. Third function is protect. It reduces risk by implementing security controls before an attack occurs. Its main categories are identity and access control, awareness and training, data security, platform security, and infrastructure resilience. Simple examples. A company implementing MFA, encrypting data, and providing phishing training to employees. These are real-world applications of the protect function. Fourth function is detect. It helps in quickly detecting any attack or unusual activity in the system. Its main category is continuous monitoring and adverse event analysis. Simple example, a SIEM system monitors logs 24/7 and alerts immediately if there is an unusual login. This is detect. Fifth function is respond. When a security incident is detected, it helps to take quick action to reduce the damage. Its main categories are incident management, incident analysis, reporting and communication, and mitigation. Simple example, when ransomware is detected, the company quickly isolates the affected server and takes action according to the incident response plan. This is respond. Sixth and final function is recover. It helps the organization to quickly return to normal after an incident. Its main categories are incident recovery plan execution and incident recovery communication. Simple example, after ransomware, the company restores the system from backup, starts the service step by step, and informs the customers about the updates. This is recover. Remember, these 6 functions are not a one-time process. They are a continuous cycle. Govern guides the other 5, and identify, protect, detect, respond, and recover work continuously with each other. This is the core idea of the NIST CSF. Another important part of the NIST CSF is the implementation tiers. This is a scale for understanding an organization's cybersecurity maturity. Tier 1. Partial. Security practices are disorganized and reactive. Tier 2. Risk-informed. There is awareness of risk and some policies in place. Tier 3. Repeatable. There are established and regularly implemented policies and procedures. Tier 4. Adaptive. Quickly adapts to changing threats. Remember, Tier 4 is not mandatory for everyone. The key is to determine the appropriate tier based on the organization's needs. Third important part of the NIST CSF is the framework profiles. This helps to customize the CSF according to the business goals and risks of the organization. There are usually two profiles: current profile, the current state, and target profile, the future goal. By performing a gap analysis of these two, the organization can understand where improvements and investments are needed. Therefore, the NIST CSF can be customized according to the needs of each organization. Now let's look at the difference between the frameworks in a simple way. Cyber Kill Chain and MITRE ATT&CK mainly focus on how attacks occur and how they can be detected. On the other hand, NIST CSF is a strategic framework for managing the overall cybersecurity and risk management of an organization, and ISO 27001 is an international certifiable security standard. Simply put, Kill Chain, or ATT&CK, is used to understand attacks, and NIST CSF, or ISO 27001, is used to manage the entire security program. Let's look at an example of an e-commerce company. First, govern. Responsibilities and risk policy are determined. Identify. Important risks are identified by doing an inventory of all assets. Protect. MFA, encryption, and security training are implemented. Detect. Unusual activity is monitored. If a suspicious login is detected one day, the account is locked and investigated in the respond phase. Since there is no damage, no major steps are required in recover. Then, the govern and target profiles are updated again with information learned from experience. This is the continuous cycle of NIST CSF. If you want to learn more about NIST CSF, you can use a few official resources. First, NIST CSF 2.0 document, which details functions, categories, and subcategories. Second, the NIST reference tool, where you can find subcategories and implementation examples. There are also various quick start guides and CSF mapping with other frameworks. All resources are available for free on NIST's official website. The link will be in the video description. In short, today we learned about the 6 functions of NIST CSF: govern, identify, protect, detect, respond, and recover, which work as a continuous cycle. In addition, security maturity is identified through implementation tiers, and the gap between current and target status is identified through profiles. We also saw its differences with Kill Chain, MITRE ATT&CK, and ISO 27001. Finally, NIST CSF is a flexible framework that can be customized according to the organization's own risks and needs. This was a complete breakdown of the NIST Cybersecurity Framework. In the next video, we will look at Zero Trust Security Architecture, a modern security principle that is crucial to today's enterprise security. Subscribe to the channel and follow our cybersecurity roadmap step by step.